You're here because you want something. More abundance, a dream job, a soulmate connection, clarity on your path, or simply peace. But it's not enough to want. Manifestation is about becoming. It's about embodying, aligning, and activating both universal laws and your neurobiology to create change. So in this video, I'll walk you through 5 powerful steps to manifest what you desire, rooted in spiritual wisdom, psychology, and energy work. Let's go inward, so your outer world can shift. Let's begin with one of the hardest and most liberating truths. You're not in control of everything. You can't force timing. You can't make people act how you want. You can't script every outcome. But here's the paradox. When you stop gripping so tightly, you stop resisting what wants to find you. Because the truth is that what you want might not come in the way you expect it to. That being said, surrender is not giving up. It's choosing to release the illusion of control and stepping into trust. But how do you actually trust the universe? Here's what helps. Notice your evidence. Look back at moments in your life when things worked out better than you planned. That wasn't an accident. That was alignment. Keep a list of these. This rewires your brain to expect support instead of sabotage. Detach from timelines. Divine timing is real. The right thing at the wrong time isn't the right thing. Trust that the delay is often your protection or preparation. And most importantly, embrace the present moment. On a scientific level, when we surrender, we calm our sympathetic nervous system, the stress response, and activate the parasympathetic system. This is how we feel at peace through the process, and where receiving our desires happens. Surrender is not defeat, it's alignment. It's saying, I trust life, I trust divine timing, I trust that what's meant for me won't miss me. And from that place of trust, your manifestations no longer feel like chasing, they become inevitable. Manifestation doesn't happen in the future, it happens here. When you come back to the now, your field opens, your frequency shifts, and in that space of presence, miracles slip in. Second step, it's time to embody the most inspiring version of you. Let me ask you something. Why are you waiting for someone else to inspire you? What if you stopped outsourcing inspiration and started becoming it? So many of us spend our lives looking outward. Who should I follow? Who has the life I want? What influencer can tell me how to live? Stop outsourcing inspiration. Start embodying it. The truth is, the most inspiring, powerful version of you already exists inside you. And one of the most powerful things you can do is ask, if I were the most radiant, magnetic, fulfilled version of myself, how would I move? How would I speak? What would I no longer settle for? And then start becoming them. Now, in the present moment, manifestation is about meeting that version of you now. Not one day, not when you get the job, not when you finally heal everything. This isn't fake, it's quantum alignment. In quantum physics, all versions of you already exist. When you embody the energy of the version of you who already has the life you desire, you collapse time. You bring that future closer. From a psychological lens, this taps into identity-based manifestation. When your beliefs, choices, and actions line up with a clear identity, your subconscious begins creating that reality on autopilot. Ask yourself, who would I be if I already had what I desire? How would I speak? How would I walk into a room? What would I no longer tolerate? Let your life become a mirror, of your higher self. Third, shift your mindset. This is where most people get manifestation wrong. They try to think positively while their nervous system is in panic mode. But here's the truth. Your nervous system regulates your emotions, which shape your thoughts and beliefs, leading to your actions, and ultimately creating your results. Your mindset doesn't live in your brain, it lives in your body. If you're constantly anxious, overwhelmed, or dysregulated, you will default to fear-based thinking, and no amount of affirmations will override that. So, in order to shift your mindset, first soothe your nervous system. Try this. Place your hand on your heart. Breathe slowly. Name what you feel without judgment. I feel scared. I feel overwhelmed. Remind your body, we are safe now. We're not in danger. We're allowed to soften. Once you've regulated, then start shifting your thoughts. Catch the limiting beliefs. Ask, is this ultimately true? And offer yourself a new one that feels believable. Like, I'm open to seeing this differently. I'm learning to trust myself more each day. You're not forcing a positive mindset. You're creating an internal environment where safety, creativity, and possibility can bloom. Fourth step, always be mindful of who you're listening to. We're always being influenced through content, conversations, social media, and even the energy of others. Here's the key. Stop taking advice from people who don't have what you want. It's like asking for directions from someone who's never been to your destination. It sounds obvious, but most of us do it all the time. Your brain is constantly filtering reality based on the energy, ideas, and beliefs of the people around you. In fact, your reticular activating system is a part of your brain that filters what you notice. If you're surrounded by lack, doubt, or mediocrity, your brain will start seeing those as the norm. However, when you surround yourself with people living in abundance, clarity, and purpose, you'll start to see more of it. So tune into voices that elevate your awareness, that expand your idea of what's possible, that remind you of your power. Ask yourself, whose energy lifts me up? Who makes me feel expansive? Who's living proof that this path is possible? Immerse yourself in their words. Read their books, watch their interviews, feel their vibration, and then let it awaken your own. You don't need a guru, but you do need aligned mirrors. Mirrors that reflect your future self back to you. Finally, the fifth step is journal to reflect, rewire and ground in gratitude. Journaling is not just writing thoughts, it's alchemizing them. It's how you notice what's looping in your mind, rewire old beliefs, and anchor in your growth. Here's a simple but powerful ritual. First, reflect. What emotions or thoughts showed up today? Journaling helps you become the observer of your mind. It gets the swirling thoughts out so you can see them. Next, redirect. What belief am I ready to let go of? When you write affirmations, script your future, or challenge a belief on paper, you're literally teaching your brain a new pattern. That's subconscious reprogramming in real time. Last but not least, refocus. What am I grateful for right now? Write 5 things. Gratitude shifts your emotional baseline. It raises your frequency. And from that higher frequency, your manifestations have space to land. Gratitude isn't just a feel-good practice. It's a powerful, energetic recalibration. When you consciously focus on what you're thankful for, you shift your emotional baseline from stress, lack, or fear into a state of sufficiency, appreciation, and presence. This shift actually changes your physiology, boosting dopamine and serotonin levels, calming the nervous system, and rewiring the brain to scan for the positive rather than the negative. Gratitude raises your frequency by aligning you with emotions like joy, peace, and love, the same energetic vibration that your highest desires exist on. When you're vibrating from this elevated state, you become a match for those things you want to attract. In other words, you stop chasing manifestations and start receiving them. From a spiritual lens, the universe responds to resonance, not desperation. So, when you're rooted in gratitude, you're signaling, I already have, I already am. That energy is magnetic. It opens the door for more blessings, opportunities, and synchronicities to flow in, because there's finally space for them to land. So, here's your reminder. You're not manifesting through control. You're manifesting through embodiment. By regulating your system, living with intention, choosing what you believe, and trusting that you're always being supported, even when it doesn't look like it.